This is the first large building you come to in Ophir Canyon. Doesn't look like it's going to be around much longer. Look at that. I love how you still have the stucco. I don't know what this building was. If I can find a plat of the town. The story starts in 1863 when a French prospector named Boulerond found silver ore in this canyon. Worked his discovery for about a year before other people discovered it. See what I mean? It's just starting to collapse. And I don't know if this might have actually been a person who worked on it. It's hard to tell, but that was done with a real chisel. Somebody has some skill. Ooh, as like I just demonstrated, I don't have any. Unfortunately for him, the secret didn't last very long. In 1864, other men found similar type of deposits in this canyon. So it looks like this might have been 2 stories because it's a floor. Yeah, I think this was 2 stories. Awesome. Oh, cool. I saw this, but I didn't know. It's the hewn marks. That's pretty awesome. Ouchie thorns. Ouchie thorns. This is where I wanted to go before I ran into that thorn tree. I have no clue. I mean, it could have been a cistern. It could have also been a root cellar. Look at that. You can see the hewn marks. No fireplace. Well, they probably used a stove. Now this one's cool because it still has a roof on it. And what's interesting, when I was looking at this earlier, you got galvanized, iron, square, round. See? Yeah, like I see, there's galvanized. It's like over the years, people have tried to keep this one alive. I mean, look at that. That is so cool. The other thing I found here, so this is a ventilation shaft. In here, gently, there's a piece of leather right there. That's there, so that they can flip it up and block it off. And there, when you are coming up the canyon, you do run into several other structures, but these up here, this portion, are the most impressive. And let me see, we got another one there, and then another large one there. This is the square one, with the little flap. Now I am going to be driving up to the other site. Still a couple more to look at. And this one right here is just, the only thing that's left is a wall. But this one up here, the main name tied to the early boom was John Murphy. His mine, the Murphy Mine, opened in 1864 and became the leading producer of this district. The town that started here was originally called Toiyabe City, but the locals called it Ophir. I'm not able to find any record on why they called it Ophir. Once the Murphy Mine began producing, more miners came in, buildings went up, and the canyon became a working community. At its peak, Ophir had around 400 people. It also had a post office, which was named Twin River. Starting this section off standing in the original mill. It had 20 stamps. You could see how the wall went over there. You got the creek there. We had a platform that went straight across. And just look at the stonework. The ore was really hard to work. Milling was expensive, and management problems made things even worse. By 1869, the company had failed. And this right here, so that you know, is wall that I'm walking on. This is stuff that's already collapsed. These were the drivetrain to lift the hammers. After that collapse, the Cambridge Silver Mining Company tried to keep the mines going. One way they tried to cut costs was to bring in Chinese laborers. Is that shoe leather? Look at that. That's from somebody's shoe. Ophir did come back. The first major revival was in the 1880s. The old mill was repaired and restarted, and other mines in the area worked again. You can see all the brick from the stack. Problem is, by 1890, most of the work had stopped again. Again, it fell down to the difficulty of the ore in the region. The next big revival started in 1917. Walter Trent and the Nevada Ophir Mining Company bought claims here, including the Murphy Mine, and tried to bring the district back. A small stamp mill was built during that time, but it still did not hold. Work was suspended in 1923. Then in 1924, a cyanide mill was built to help recover more gold and silver from the ore. That failed also, and the company folded in 1925. There was one more revival around 1935. Walter Trent was involved in this one again. This time, the Ophir Canyon Mining Company, they worked for about 2 years, but that attempt also failed. After that, Ophir mostly went quiet. And you can see more buildings, more buildings. Very impressive. Well, I hope you enjoyed this quick look at Ophir Canyon, or Ophir City, or Toiyabe City. This gets you excited to do some exploring on your own. Do it. Have fun. Be safe. And remember, do not disrespect these sites. Take care of them. Too many people come out here and leave beer bottles and water bottles and food, and don't be one of those people. Pack it all out. Catch you guys on the next one.